Hey Internet, what's up? Today I'm going to be showing you another technique for modifying your copy of Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 on the PC. Specifically, I'm going to be showing you how to give your custom Time Patroller a unique hairstyle when he or she transforms into a Super Saiyan. For example, we all know that when Goku transforms into his Super Saiyan form, his hair switches from sort of spiking out in every direction to going straight up as the color changes. In the vanilla game, our custom characters don't do that. Their hairstyle stays the same when they transform. So if that bothers you, I'm going to show you how to fix it. Now, one of the cool things about this technique is that it doesn't just apply to the regular Super Saiyan form. It also works for transformations like Super Saiyan Blue and Super Saiyan Rose, while leaving the original hairstyle intact for forms like Ultra Instinct and Super Saiyan God. And you can quickly move from one form to the next during a single battle without having to reload. So let's get started. First things first, there's an existing mod that we're going to need to download in order for this to work. It's LazyBone's new transformation mod, which you can link to in the description. It gives you the ability to use a bunch of different forms and techniques that aren't available in the raw game. Once you have it, we're going to need to install it into our game, but if you already have this mod installed, you can skip ahead. So, open up the Xenoverse 2 installer, click the Add Mod button, and navigate to wherever you unpack the mod folder. Before you can do anything else, you need to install this required main file X2M file. It contains assets that are necessary for every other X2M file in this package. If you don't install it first, the mods will not work. So let's install this. It'll take a couple of moments. And there we go. Now, click Add Mods again, navigate to the main skills directory, select them all, and click Open. And we can go ahead and run the installer in silent mode for this one. Once that's done, we need to install a few patch files. So click Add Mods one more time, come to this BCS Patches folder, and select all of the X2Ms and open them up as well. Okay, so with that done, we've added a bunch of transformations into the game. We can open up the game now and choose our patroller. I'm using Parcel, a Universe 6 Saiyan with a god-awful comb-over. Once we've bought the new skills from the skill shop, we can equip him with whatever awakened skill we want. In this case, I'm going to use Super Saiyan All. This is every possible transformation stacked in a row. Super Saiyan 1, 2, 3, God, Blue, Kaioken, and Ultra Instinct. And if we begin a battle right now and try to transform, we can see that Parcel's hair goes from his base hairstyle to Goku's transformed hairstyle. This is just the way that LazyBone pre-programmed the mod, and it's probably not what you're looking for, unless your CaC is a Goku clone, in which case, there you go. If not, we need to edit the transformed hairstyle. So this part's kind of fun. Let's go to the character creator and find a new hairstyle for Parcel. So here's his comb-over hairstyle, type 12, and this one, type 11, just happens to work. I believe this crappy look would spike up into this slightly cooler one. Sure, why not? So type 12 is Parcel's base form, and type 11 is his transformed hairstyle. Find the two hairstyles that are most appropriate for your character and write those numbers down. If you can't find a style that looks like a Super Saiyan version of your patroller's hair in the game, you can always go to xenoversemods.com and download some new ones. One modder that I really like, named Tryzick, has actually released an obscene number of new sets of hairstyles. I think he's released like 18 sets at this point, and he's still making more. If you'd rather use any of those textures instead, you can download them, follow the instructions online for how to add them into the game, and then use those ones instead of the ones that are native to Xenoverse 2. Anywho, once you've decided on your hairstyle, go back to LazyBone's mod directory, navigate to the Extra Files folder, and then go into the Alternate Transformed Hairstyles and Eyes folder. Go to the correct hair folder for your gender. Now this part isn't set up quite the way you would think it would be. The file numbers that we see here don't line up perfectly with the hair type numbers that we saw in the game. You see, the game starts counting hairstyle types at number 1, which makes sense. But the program begins counting at the number 0, so all the hair types are off by 1 in these asset folders. So type 1 in the game is 000 here. Since we chose types 11 and 12, we need to find the files labeled 010 and 011. If you don't see an EMB file, don't freak out. Not every hair type has one. If you did decide to use a custom hairstyle from the internet, obviously your textures won't be in here. They'll be in whatever folders you downloaded from xenoversemods.com. Once you have the files you need, you can right-click, copy, then let's create a new folder someplace easy to get to. And we'll call it Vanilla Hairstyles. Let's go in there, paste. So now that we have the correct textures, we need to tell the game to use them when our character transforms. And we do that by changing the ID number to match whatever the transformation's ID number is. Fortunately, we don't have to go looking for that. LazyBone included all of the IDs in his README document. And here they are. So there are 14 transformations listed here, and we want to create an entry for every one of them. Let's start with the forms where we don't want Parcel's hair to change. We'll start by creating another new folder and calling it Transformed Hairstyles. Let's start with the forms where we don't want Parcel's hairstyle to change. We've got Divine Potential, Super Saiyan God, and Ultra Instinct. Then we'll go back into our vanilla folder and copy the base form assets, and we'll paste them into the new folder. Then we need to change the ID 010 to the ID number for Divine Potential, which is 248. Do that to both files, and now this is Parcel's Divine Potential transformation texture. Repeat the same thing for Super Saiyan God and Ultra Instinct. And there we go. Now we're going to do the same thing for the transformed assets. Go back to the vanilla folder, copy the files labeled 010, and paste them into the transformed folder. We'll change the ID number to the number for a regular Super Saiyan, which is 297. And then we'll repeat the same process for Super Saiyan 2, Rage, Blue, Kaioken Blue times 10, Kaioken Blue times 20, Rose, Super Saiyan 4, Super Vegeta 4, and regular Super Saiyan Kaioken. Once you're done with that, the hardest part is absolutely over. We're almost there. Select all of these files in your folder and copy them. Open up your Xenoverse root directory one more time and come to this data folder. This is where all of your modified assets live. Open the character folder, scroll down to the HUM or HUF folder, depending on your CaC's gender, and paste all the files you just created inside. It will ask if you want to overwrite the existing files, and yes, you do. What you're overwriting are the placeholder textures that made Parcel's hair turn into Goku's earlier. So we definitely want to replace those. Don't worry, we're not deleting Goku's hair out of the game or anything like that. And with that, we are pretty much done. So if we go back into our game, we can see that by using the Super Saiyan All skill, Parcel's hair will change to be appropriate for each form. Now the one downside to this technique is that you can only have it set up to work for one male Saiyan and one female Saiyan at a time. So if I were to go to another male Saiyan right now and have him transform, he would suddenly have Parcel's hairstyle, which isn't what we want. So to avoid this, I would go back to the folder where we created all of our assets and rename it something like Parcel's hair. Do not delete. And I would save this somewhere where it's easy to get to. And if I ever made another male Saiyan who I wanted to have a different hairstyle, I could quickly switch back and forth by dropping the correct assets into the modded HUM folder. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope this method helped you out. Enjoy and have a good one. Bye!